Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and Vice President of the United States.
So George H.W. Bush was weak. Dan Quayle was dumb. Al Gore was wooden. Dick Cheney was Darth Vader. Do you feel sympathy for those guys having done this for 7 years? And are you comfortable with goofy Uncle Joe?
No, I'm not comfortable with goofy Uncle Joe, but one of the things that's important to know, and one of the reasons why when I first got asked about this job I said no, is there is no inherent power in being vice president. And so when the president asked me to consider this again, and I said yes, he said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to be the last guy in the room." Every assignment he's given me, I've not had to check back. I ran the Recovery Act, beginning, middle, and end. I did the Iraq thing. And by the way, the so-called goofy Uncle Joe, if you notice, I beat every Republican in every poll when they thought I was running. If you notice that my favorability is higher than anybody else that's running for office in either party.
As you reflect on the span of your career, both in the Senate and in the administration, what do you think of as things that you and your peers got done, succeeded at, and what do you think you haven't gotten done, left on the table?
I think back in the 70s, we got done, we ended that damn war. That's why I ran, the Vietnam War. We really did begin to put America back together again in terms of how divided it was. We began to roll out a foreign policy that was more rational. We focused on education. We provided for more opportunity to get access to college. Maybe the biggest change was the work that I'm proud to be part of was changing circumstances for women in America.
But here's one thing you guys haven't gotten done, and I don't mean you specifically, the whole political system.
Yeah.
The stagnation of middle-class incomes began shortly after you came to the Senate. And the failure of our political system to do that.
By the way, I feel that is a failure.
On your side, Bernie Sanders is pointing to that stagnation in middle-class income, and the argument that he's making is that you guys have done some good things, but you've been playing small ball, that we're not thinking big enough, and that we can't have fundamental change. Do you plead guilty to playing small ball in this administration?
No, here's what I plead guilty to. We had about 8 atom bombs dropped on our desk. It took us the auto recovery, it took us Dodd-Frank, it took us the Recovery Act, it took us all those god-awful, difficult things we had to do, including raising the top rate for the wealthiest in America so there's $600 billion more in income now. It took us 5 years to get that done.
When you hear him say, so Dodd-Frank didn't go far enough, break up the banks, not just free community college, free college, bigger tax increases, bigger programs, is that just campaign talk that can't possibly be realized?
No, it can be. It can be, but what I don't see enough of is the explanation of how to do that. But I do think that Bernie has raised a very legitimate issue that has consequences beyond the way Bernie talks about it. We have almost 24%, maybe it's 24.1% of all the income in America earned by 1% of the people. That hasn't happened since 1922, I believe.
40 years, good times and bad, you rode this train both ways. What has it meant to your life?
It's basically meant everything in my life, in the sense that, everyone from the guy at the shoe shine stand to the ticket folks, they became my friends and my family. And you'd look out, and I used to think when things were tough, you'd look out at night going home and you'd see you can see people, in their dining rooms or in their kitchens. You used to always look out and wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what's going on. Because this is sort of a middle-class path. It's been literally my lifeline between Wilmington and Washington.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.